Welcome back to the Short Game Podcast. It is Thursday, February 19th, and today I want to talk about the most pathetic thing in business, the beggar's pitch. You know what I'm talking about? You get on a Zoom call and you say, "Hi, thank you so much for your time. I know you're busy. I just wanted to show you a few slides." Stop. You just killed the deal. You just told them you are low status. You just told them your time is worth less than theirs. You are begging, and tycoons do not beg. Today we are reading the book that teaches us how to flip the script. Pitch Anything by Oren Klaff. We are going to learn about frame control. We are going to learn why the human brain ignores boring people and respects dangerous people. I'm Drew Meitner. I run NexYear, and if I pitch my company like a vendor, I get treated like a vendor. I get beat up on price. But if I pitch like a prize, if I make them prove to me why they deserve my logistics, I win. Stop apologizing. Start framing. Let's get into it. Welcome back to the Short Game Podcast. I'm Drew Meitner. Let's get right into it. I want to talk about something that makes me physically ill. I'm talking about the smell of desperation. I'm talking about inconsistency. You know I hate bad drivers. I hate them because they represent a lack of awareness. They are spectators in their own lives, slowing down the people who actually have somewhere to go. But there is something I hate even more than a guy doing 50 in the left lane. I hate watching smart agency owners beg. I see it every day. I see guys who are operators, or they claim to be, turn into absolute cowards the second they walk into a pitch meeting. They trade their freedom for a shot at a paycheck. They walk in, head down, and they say the 6 words that kill the deal before it even starts. "Hi, thanks for your time today. Stop. You're done. Pack up your laptop. Go home and play Xbox. You just lost." Why? Because you just thanked them for the privilege of existing in their presence. You put yourself in the beta position. You told them loud and clear, "You are the prize, and I am the supplicant." You just walked into a beta trap. And the moment you do that, you trigger the one thing in their brain that ensures they will ignore everything you say for the next 45 minutes. You triggered the crocodile brain. Let's break this down. Because if you don't understand the biology of the person you're talking to, you're just making noise. Most people think we have one brain. We don't. We have 3. But when you're pitching, whether you're selling a $50,000 retainer or trying to get your buddy to go to a specific bar, you aren't talking to the smart part of their brain. You aren't talking to the neocortex, the part that does math and logic. That part is slow. That part is lazy. You're pitching to the crocodile brain. This is the oldest part of the brain. It's been around for millions of years. It's the bouncer at the club. It doesn't care about your ROI. It doesn't care about your synergy. It cares about 2 things: survival and efficiency. The crocodile brain is a cognitive miser. It wants to burn as little fuel as possible. So when you walk in and start droning on with, "We were founded in 2018 and we value integrity," the crocodile brain labels you as boring. And what does it do with boring things? It ignores them. If you come on too strong, too aggressive, the crocodile brain labels you as dangerous. It fights you. It tells the body to run. But if you are novel, if you are high status, if you are something it can't quite figure out immediately, now you have its attention. Now you've released a little hit of dopamine. But most of you, you're boring. You're safe. You're entering the room like a servant, and the crocodile brain filters you out before you even get to slide 2. You are fighting millions of years of evolution with a PowerPoint deck. You're bringing a calculator to a knife fight. So, how do we fix this? How do we stop begging and start winning? We have to talk about frame control. If you take one thing from this manual today, let it be this: reality is not objective. Reality is framed. A frame is the lens through which you see the world. It's your perspective. It's your rules. When you meet a client, you aren't just shaking hands. 2 frames are colliding. Your reality is crashing into their reality. And here is the brutal truth of social dynamics. Frames do not merge. They do not blend. They collide. and the stronger frame absorbs the weaker one. Think about a police officer pulling you over. That is a frame collision. You might think, I'm a good guy, I was just flowing with traffic. That's your frame. But the cop, he walks up with the sunglasses, the badge, the gun, the flashing lights. He asks, do you know why I pulled you over? He doesn't explain himself. He doesn't apologize for stopping you. He has moral authority. He has the power frame. And what happens? Your frame crumbles. You apologize. You hand over your license. You submit. His reality absorbs yours. Now, apply this to business. You walk into a CEO's office. He's sitting behind a mahogany desk. He doesn't look up. He's checking his email. He finally glances at you and says, look, I've only got 10 minutes, so make it quick. What do 99% of you do? You panic. You speed up. You talk faster. You say, oh, absolutely, I'll be brief. Thank you so much for fitting me in. You just got pulled over. You just got framed. He used a power frame on you. He used a time frame on you. He asserted his status, and you validated it. You are the beta. He is the alpha. And people do not buy big ticket items from betas. They buy from experts. They buy from peers. So what's the move? How does an operator handle this? You have to break his frame. You have to disrupt the dynamic. You cannot use logic to fight a frame. Logic bounces off a strong frame like bullets off Superman. You need a small act of defiance. You need to use the prize frame. Let's replay that scene. Client says, I only have 10 minutes. Drew says, actually, I only have 10 minutes too. I have a hard stop at the top of the hour, so let's jump in and see if this is even a fit. Boom. Collision. You didn't be rude. You didn't yell. But you rejected his premise. You told him, my time is as valuable as yours. You just engaged in a small act of denial. You pulled the rug out. Suddenly, his crocodile brain wakes up. Wait a minute, it thinks. This guy isn't begging. This guy isn't afraid of me. Who is this guy? Now you have attention. Now you have respect. You have seized local star power. You aren't the vendor anymore. You're the prize. I want to apply this to what I do. I want to apply this to NexYear. For those who don't know, my agency, NexYear, does high-end direct mail. We create these insane Trojan horse boxes that get products onto the desks of CEOs who are impossible to reach. Now, if I pitch this like a typical agency owner, if I use the vendor frame, it sounds like this. Hi, Mr. Customer. At NexYear, we sell premium cardboard boxes and logistical support. We have great prices and we really care about quality. Please buy from us. Boring. Ignore. It triggers the analyst frame in their brain. They start looking at the price per unit. They start asking about cardboard thickness. They treat me like a commodity. They ask for a discount. I hate that. I don't do discounts. I don't do begging. So I use the prize frame. I flip the script. I make them qualify themselves to me. I walk in and I say, here's the deal. We sell access. We get your product into the hands of the people who can actually write you a check. But here's the problem. This is the push-pull. We don't work with everyone. We only work with companies that have a product worth putting on a CEO's desk. If you send garbage in my box, it ruins my reputation. So, before we talk pricing, you need to prove to me that your product is actually good enough for my logistics. Do you see what just happened? I am not selling boxes. I am the gatekeeper to their success. I am the prize. Now, they aren't asking for a discount. They are trying to impress me. They start pitching me, no, Drew, listen, our product is amazing. We just won this award. We have these customers. That is the sound of the frame flipping. That is the sound of them chasing me. And here is the psychology behind it. We want what we cannot have. We chase what moves away from us. When you pull away, when you use the prize frame, you trigger hot cognition. You trigger desire. You stop being a pest and you start being a challenge. And operators love a challenge. I want to get real for a second. This isn't just a sales tactic. This is a life philosophy. This is about freedom. You guys know my hierarchy: loyalty, freedom, honesty. If you are begging for business, you are not free. If you are letting clients dictate your schedule, push you around, and treat you like a servant, you are not free. You are a high-paid employee with more tax liability. Frame control is about autonomy. It's about looking at the world and refusing to accept a reality where you are less than. When I say I'm done begging, I mean it. I would rather lose a deal than lose my frame, because if I lose the deal, I can find another one. But if I lose the frame, if I lose my status, I have lost my ability to operate. You have to be willing to walk away. You have to embody the philosophy of always be leaving. If you are needy, you are dead. Neediness is a threat signal to the crocodile brain. It smells like fear. And in business, just like in nature, predators eat the fearful. So here is your homework. The next time you walk into a meeting or even a bar or a conversation with a mechanic, check your frame. Are you reacting to them, or are they reacting to you? If they make you wait in the lobby for 20 minutes, that is a beta trap. Don't just sit there reading a 2-year-old magazine. Leave. Or walk up to the receptionist and say, I've got another meeting in 15 minutes. If he's not ready, I'm heading out. Watch what happens. Watch the panic. Watch the respect shift. You have to be excellent. You have to be an operator. But you have to demand that people step up to your level. Do not step down to theirs. Drew, stop sending proposals into the void. Stop chasing. Be the prize. I'm Drew Meitner. This is The Short Game. See you in the deep end.